Ooh, we are finally back to sports ball season, aka NFL kickoff tonight. Super Bowl champion Rams going against the Buffalo Bills. What's going on, everybody? It is me, Elite Largo, coming back with some more DFS and now some Sportsbooks bets. Now, I know some of the, pretty much all of my subscribers have basically come here for Magic the Gathering arena content, and I know I have been lacking. Mainly because I've been just disappointed with the game over the last year and a half, but something for MTG is coming. It's coming for me, from me. I'll be putting something together in the near future, most likely at some point this weekend. But until then, we got some stuff that I've been excited about. Anybody who has watched any of my sports, like DFS videos from before, I am not by any means the biggest NFL fan in the world. I don't really follow any particular team, but I always stand by this. I know numbers, and if it can make me money, I'm all in. So, and this is by no means for me to come out here and tell you, hey, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. I'm just here showing my little ins and outs. I'm not the greatest at all of this stuff, but I am better than the average bear. So let's get right into it, starting with the sports books. My main one being BetMGM, and none of these, of course, are any kind of paid endorsements or sponsors or anything like this. I wish, if anybody wants to, throw some little sponsors to this tiny little channel, that'd be great. But I doubt that's going to happen. But BetMGM, they've had some of the best. If you don't have an account with them, they if you know somebody that does, or if you can somehow get in touch with me, maybe I can find a way to send you a link, a referral link. But they've got some pretty friendly referral links. A friend of mine actually sent me theirs for BetMGM, and we each got I think I deposited $50, and I got a $50 in free cash, like free betting money from them. So let's start with the NFL. I'm going with the Vikings money line plus 100. There's a few underdog games this week that I've caught onto that I'm pretty excited for. One of them being the Green Bay Packers and Vikings. Kirk Cousins had quite possibly one of his better seasons last year, quietly too. He was probably one of the more consistent quarterbacks, and the reason why is because he had to go out and win games for the Vikings when they could, because the defense was so terrible. So I think the Vikings are in a very good position. They're like half rebuilding, I guess. They still are sticking with Cousins. They got rid of Kellen Mond. So Cousins is basically the guy for the near future. So at plus 100, I figure it's a safe, cheap bet to throw in there as an underdog team. One of the few, if not the only, college football bets I have so far. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna go take a look at the lines after this video, and maybe if I could figure out shorts, I can do a few shorts videos because those are pretty popular. But I got North Carolina versus Georgia State over 64.5 points. It's minus 110. But looking at how Carolina and Georgia State played last weekend, I think it's a fair shake that they can score over 64.5. Both teams. Both teams have the potential. I can't remember which one of these teams. I think it was North Carolina that got. It was North Carolina versus App State that they got into an absolute shootout. Like both teams in 60+ points. So the potential is there. And at minus 110, I mean, it's an okay bet. Now my favorite one is tonight. Actually, I hit this Rams v Bills. They have a few of these single game parlays, and I can see these becoming really popular. So we got Allen Robinson, 75 plus receiving yards, Stafford at 305 plus passing yards, and then Kupp an anytime touchdown, anytime score, and it's a single game parlay at plus 550. Okay, The reason why I'm so up on this is because it's clear that both of these defenses are going to be so good at stopping the run that it's going to force these teams to pass. And the Bills still don't have Tre'Davious White, and they're starting 2 rookies at corner. So I think Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson finally playing with a good quarterback is going to go off. All right. I think him and Kupp could have over 100 yards receiving and scoring in this game. And I think Stafford, don't listen to the health rumors, all that stuff. I think Stafford is fine. I think he's going to be fine putting up an easy 300-plus passing. Now, if he hits 304, I'm going to be pissed. But but I think with the run defenses being as good as they are, I'm hoping that both of these teams are going to be scoring a lot, because Josh Allen, I mean, he can move, he can make things happen. I'm not completely sold at him being like the next best quarterback in the NFL, but he's got playmaking ability. So, and then also this one, Knox anytime touchdown. I got this on another betting site a little bit further down, but plus 175. I think in the red zone, instead of running it, it may be a play action boot for a touchdown to Knox for the Bills. So this one I actually really liked because I thought it was just so absurdly overvalued or undervalued, because overvalued, I guess, plus 240. But Amari Cooper basically just scoring a touchdown. That's all he has to do against the Carolina Panthers. Now, I know the Carolina Panthers defense has improved a lot, but I mean, basically, if they stop the run, and they have a pretty good run defense, a pretty good defense overall. And I know it's Jacoby Brissett starting for the Browns, but he's a veteran. He's been in these situations before. He's going to go to the guy that can go up and make a play. He's going to go to the veteran who has plenty of starting time, knows how to get open, runs great routes. Amari Cooper, I would be kind of surprised if he doesn't score a touchdown. He doesn't even have to go out and catch 5, 6, 7 passes. He could catch 3 and score a touchdown. So that's all he has to do is score. And you get plus 240 odds on that. I'm willing to take that bet. And then this next one, another part of my underdogs, Steelers by 1 to 6 points, plus 425. If the Steelers are going to beat the Bengals, it's going to be a close game. It always is between these two teams. And then the other part of my underdog games here is a 2-game parlay. The Lions money line and the Jacksonville money line at plus 469 combined. I think people are sleeping on the Lions, not because they're a great team, but I think they weren't a great team last year, obviously. But I think because even though they don't have I think his name is Jameson Williams or whatever, even though they don't have him back healthy yet, I think this team overall is going to surprise a few opponents, and surprise the league. And if they're going to do it, it's going to be here against Philadelphia, okay? Everybody is loading up on Philly to win this game. Everybody thinks Jalen Hurts is just bound for his breakout year this year, you know? It's one of those 2 more weeks memes. Yeah, just any day now, he's going to have that breakout that everybody's talking about. But I honestly think, I'm not saying that the Lions are going to go out and score 40 points, but I think this could end up being a bit of a slugfest. So, and then Jacksonville against the Commanders, they got Carson Wentz, new quarterback. Their defense is okay. Their front seven their defensive line is great, but the Jacksonville offensive line seemed to have improved. The offense looks a lot more fluid and looks like an actual functioning offense this year. So, plus they've got Travis Etienne. They've got some playmakers, and they've got Trevor Lawrence, and this is pretty much it. This is pretty much where we're going to expect Trevor Lawrence to go off. So I think these two teams, I think it's a risky parlay, more so on the Detroit game, but I think they can do it. I also snuck in a UFC one here, Reed over Martinez plus 135. That's this Saturday. I'm not the biggest UFC fan in the world, but I do pay attention to lines, and I said, why not? Let's do this bet. Points bet here, another Dawson Knox anytime touchdown. This one I got at plus 240. Now this was a little while ago. This was one of the first bets I made, like a few days ago. So I don't know if it's still plus 240. I don't know if they've suspended it, but that is a really good odds right there. And then, of course, Steelers money line, part of the underdog series for this week, plus 240. That's on PointsBet. Now, on WinBet, I got the Carolina money line minus 125, simply because I think it's the Baker Mayfield revenge game, and then Steelers money line at plus 225. And then finally, rounding out DraftKings Sportsbook, this was another one of the first picks I made, Rams money line plus 110. So those are the sports books. Now, what everybody else is here for, what are the other half of the audience here for? DFS. And I have to tell you, DraftKings has quite possibly some of the most generous week 1 offers in DFS, hands down. All of these that I just put in, except for the tiers, all of these are free rolls. I'm not joking. Every single these 8 lineups here, if I'm remembering correctly, all of them are free rolls. So you're not paying anything. You're just like basically putting down to win free money. That's literally what you're doing. So it's free money, folks. So DK, if you're listening, I'm promoting the hell out of you right now. So many great free rolls, and as you can see, these are my picks. I have them right here. If you want to take a screenshot, you want to jot them down, go ahead. Basically, here's the free rolls for the game tonight, the showdowns. I'm not a big fan of showdowns because they're just they're literally all over the place. You got to be. They're all. I mean, all of them are really hard to really make some serious cash on. But they're still fun and they're free. Like, who cares? Like, take it seriously. I know I got Tyler Higbee in pretty much all of them. I've got Dawson Knox in all of them, and I've got A-Rob. I've got Stafford. And I've got Diggs, Gabriel Davis. But anyway, back to some actual lineups here. So these are for classic Sunday 1:00. Well, like 1 to 4. I've got Matt Ryan on this one because he's playing against the Houston Texans. I think if there is a game for the Colts to come out and make a statement week 1, they couldn't have asked for a better matchup than to play against the Texans. Complete rebuild mode. He's got a complete offensive line for himself. He's got arguably the best running back in the NFL. Receivers leave a little something to be desired, but you can make up for that with a great run game. Now, on defense, it's a little bit different because they're probably going to be missing. He recently changed his name apparently, but the man formerly known as Darius Leonard, I think that was his name. So I got Matt Ryan. I got, of course, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift. I know the Eagles' defense is supposed to be very good, but I think if the Lions are going to win this game, Swift and Goff and Hawkinson, in my opinion, have got to be like 100% on. Goff maybe not as much, but I think Swift and Hawkinson have really got to take advantage of some mismatches in this game. Brandon Cooks, because he again went over 1,000 yards last year. He's one of the most undervalued wide receivers in my opinion, and he's still pretty cheap in DFS. Smith Schuster is here, and he's with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is it for him. He's with Andy Reid, who loves to throw the ball. He's got Patrick Mahomes, who's supposed to be the greatest quarterback in NFL history going forward. So this is it for Juju. He's got to make it here. He's got to set himself apart on this team as the number 1 wide receiver. I got KJ Osborne because I think going up against the Packers, I honestly think with Adam Thielen and Jefferson taking all the attention, Osborne has got to flourish. Look for him to score a touchdown, catch 4 or 5 passes. I think for his price point, I think it's a safe bet. Then, of course, I mentioned TJ Hawk. He's got to have a big game against Philadelphia, and if they're going to win. And then we got Sammy Watkins on the Packers. Again, Sammy Watkins, he's bounced around the league. He's with Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers, and he's arguably the best if you're going to go for veteranship and talent-wise, outside of him being injury-prone, maybe the best receiver on the team, and it's looking like Andrew Lazard may miss the game, so look for him. I also would throw in an honorable mention to Romeo Dubes. If Lazard misses the game especially, I think Romeo Dubes can find himself on the field a lot quicker if Lazard is out. So he's another one to possibly take a shot at because his speed is unquestioned. And then, of course, cheapest defense is the Lions. So I really loaded up on the Lions on this one. Next one, of course, is Cousins, just because he's going to throw the ball a lot. Green Bay defense is pretty good. Their run defense is pretty good. So I got Derrick Henry and Kamara. And then I went Keenan Allen. I took a fly on Treylon Burks. I figured against the Giants, rebuild. Hey, if he's going to make a statement as a first-round pick, this is it, replacing A.J. Brown. Kadarius Toney on the reverse side from the Giants. He's just a playmaker. He's got great speed. Figure why not. Freiermuth, for Trubisky, I think this is going to be a real good safety net for him. He showed the ability to really, find the soft spots and zones and make consistent plays and score touchdowns, too. Then McCole Hartman, speedster for the Kansas City Chiefs, and then I went with the Steelers defense. Then here you can see I just went with basically just all the budget plays and solid plays at quarterback. But I went Carr, McCaffrey. This is do or die for him after being injury prone the last 2 years. He's got to come back and make a statement. Josh Jacobs, he's got a solid opportunity against the Chargers. Scary Terry, I think, Jacksonville, Scary Terry proved he can just play against anybody, and I think Wentz is going to look to get him the ball quick. Thielen, just because his price point was so low, and I wanted to kind of diversify my types of receivers a little bit on this lineup. Jarvis Landry, another budget play. Then there's Hunter Henry. Again, he was a favorite target for Mac Jones last year. Travis Etienne, we've got him in a few lineups. And then Patriots defense. Taking a swing on the Patriots defense to try and contain Tua and the Miami Dolphins and all that speed they got. This one we went with Herbert, Elijah Mitchell, Dameon Pierce, squeezed Devontae Adams in there, Mike Williams, mainly because we got George Pickens from the Steelers on there, and that's because I saw Deontay Johnson popped up on the injury report, so there's a chance he may miss the game or be limited because he's got a shoulder injury. So prime time for Pickens to show that he is a true solid wide receiver. Coming out of, where did he come from? Ohio State? I can't remember. Darren Waller, just because he's a beast. ETN again, and we got the Steelers defense again. Then here we went with A-Raj, Travis Etienne, A.J. Dillon. Mainly because the last game of this, I think the last game the Packers played in, the split between Jones and Dillon was actually pretty even, and Dillon ended up scoring 2 touchdowns. So look for him to be the goal line back. The dude's massive. He's 250 pounds. Of course, we had to get it lined up with Justin Jefferson. We got Valdez-Scantling in here for the deep threat with Rodgers. Curtis Samuel with the Skins. Mark Andrews, number 1 target for Jackson, especially now with Hollywood Brown out of there. Elijah Mitchell and the Chiefs defense. Now the last one, tiers. Tier 1, Justin Herbert. Tier 2, Jonathan Taylor. Tier 3, Justin Jefferson. Tier 4, Keenan Allen. Tier 5, Kirk Cousins. Tier 6, Terry McLaurin. Tier 7, Brandon Cooks. And Tier 8, Juju Smith-Schuster. So those are the lineups. That's what I'm rolling with. If you decide to make some edits, let me know in the comment section down below. If you decide to actually copy some of these, I'm doing it different, man. I'm not going to make anybody pay for my picks because, 1, I'm unproven, and then 2, I don't like that. I just simply don't like that. If I ever became a full-time DFS sportsbook YouTuber, I wouldn't make you join my Patreon for $50 a month just so you can look at spreadsheets all day. I would just show you what I'm playing, and then I would just encourage you to join my channel and contribute in the live streams. That's it. That's all I would do. But yeah, those are the picks. All these are free rolls except for this one. This one was only 10 cents, I think, and it was 2,000 in prizes. And that's just because, I'm I don't play tiers much. I was just like, let me throw 10 cents in here. Why not? And also because I'm saving my money for sportsbook stuff. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the way out for more content, and I'll see you all later.